Hi. I'm FN. Are you like me? Do these so-called First Amendment frauditors just chafe your chaps? I don't know about you, but I honestly don't believe that any of these frauditors care about First Amendment rights. I think frauditors only go out to engage with law enforcement in the hopes of filming a negative reaction for clicks and views. Honestly, when they don't get a negative reaction, the footage they get is kind of boring. Cop watchers, who conduct cop watches properly, sometimes get incredibly good footage. But just filming the everyday comings and goings of people at an airport? That's kind of boring. Okay, so I have given you a hint about today's video. It's from a frauditor called Junkyard News. He's decided to go to the airport and film. Not that it matters, for this frauditor's video, but airports are considered non-public forums. Because I always aim to have at least a little bit of educational content in my videos, I want to discuss what a non-public forum is. It is a location where speech is neither a traditional public forum, nor designated as a public forum. The case that has defined this concept of non-public forums is the U.S. Supreme Court case of Minnesota Voters Alliance versus Mansky. I have included a link to that case in the description, so that you can read it for yourself. The case says that in a non-public forum, the government may restrict the content of speech, as long as the restriction is reasonable and doesn't discriminate based on speakers' viewpoints. Unlike public forums, where the court utilizes strict scrutiny, in a non-public forum, the courts utilize only a low level of scrutiny to the restrictions on that property. Under that much lower level of scrutiny, the court only requires that the regulation be reasonable, in light of the purpose of the forum, and not discriminate against a particular viewpoint. Examples of non-public forums include airport terminals, a public school's internal mail system, and a polling place, which was the forum discussed in the Mansky case. Thankfully, this frauditor isn't the worst I've ever seen. Now that I have set the whole scene up, let's watch this frauditor.
I need your supervisor. I am asking him for his supervisor. I am asking you for your supervisor.
Sir, there's a cop right here. Sir, there's another cop pulling up. Can we wait? Sir, both of my hands are right here.
Drop the knife now. Drop the knife.
You're gonna go to jail. Step out of the car. Step out of the car. Step out of the car. Stop being like this.
Open it. I'm being kidnapped. Open the door, ma'am. You are under arrest for obstruction of justice. Open the door. Thank you. You're under arrest, ma'am. Need to step out of the vehicle.
What did I do
Need to step out of the vehicle immediately, ma'am. You are under arrest. Ma'am, you are under arrest. Step out of the vehicle.
What did I do?
Sir, please, is there anything I can do, sir? Please. Don't do this to my life, man. You don't know what you're doing to my family, man. Please. I'm begging you. I'm literally, where am I going to put my feet? Sir, I'm begging you, please. Please.
Well, then I'm going to walk around here and take some videos.
Okay.
So
If you're done, then head on back.
Okay.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Appreciate you.
I didn't break the law. I'm not going to be found guilty of anything. It's a waste of time. If you guys want to know who I am, I'll tell you who I am. If you want to know what I'm doing here, I'll tell you what I'm doing. Put your hands behind your back now. Put your hands behind your back now. Behind your back now. You're going to get it again. Put your hands behind your back now.
I don't know who you are. Oh no, it's just a troll. I don't want to. Take your time.
Kind of world where just because of what I'm wearing, you think I'm trying to give you a hard time?
You never know these days.
Okay, you're right, you don't, but you assume.
These frauditors all tend to have lengthy criminal records. Not because police target them for harassment. No, it's because they can't seem to live in a peaceful society and obey the law. They are always looking for the easy way out in life. Because these guys are both stupid and unwilling to obey the law, they frequently get caught. Of course, when they do get caught, they don't blame themselves for being dumb and breaking the law. No, they blame the police for catching them. What a bunch of frauds.
Right?
I don't usually make assumptions.
Okay, well, you just did. I'm just asking, what are they for? I'm just asking, bro. I'm just asking, are you here for a story or...
Normally, media and press, they usually take pictures for stories.
Okay, you want to be difficult.
No, I'm not trying to be difficult.
You're not trying, but you're doing, come on. I'm just asking. That's all I'm doing. I'm just asking.
Just curious.
Yeah, but I saw you standing over here. That's why I came over. I was walking in. Just came by to say, hi, what's up with the pictures?
First, let me say that I think that's a totally reasonable question. But doesn't this deputy know? Frauditors don't answer questions. Why? Because they don't have any good answers. The thing that always gets me is how frauditors react to a consensual encounter with law enforcement. I'm a law-abiding citizen. In my daily life, even before I was a reasonably recognizable lawyer, police rarely had any reason to have a consensual encounter with me. But on the odd occasions that they did, I had no problem with having a conversation with them. If they asked me a question, I would answer them. If I have nothing to hide, then nothing I say will get me in trouble. It's not like that with a frauditor.
Is it, it doesn't have to be a drawn-out thing.
You'd be surprised on how often simple curiosity in my past has caused some issues.
I can completely understand that.
So I would personally, I just like doing what I have to do, and I'm not trying to be impersonal, but nothing against you as a human being.
Okay.
But the costume, the uniform that you're wearing, I don't answer questions.
These frauditors just get under my skin. They love to ask for a name and a badge number. Recently, the ACLU sought out legislation that would require that law enforcement have identifiable uniforms on during civil disturbances. I have discussed that in several prior videos. The ACLU believes that law enforcement should always be in identifiable uniforms and markings at all times. I agree. And what better markings is there than a uniform, big patches, showing the name of the agency that the officer works for. It displays their name, and their badge has their badge number on it. But now that they are super easy to identify, these guys view it as a negative. So what's it going to be? Do you want to be able to easily identify them, or if they are easy to identify then you don't want to have a simple conversation with them? It's ridiculous. The ACLU is the greatest defenders of these frauditors. The ACLU got what they wanted, and now the uniform is too much for this frauditor. The officers are damned if they do, or damned if they don't. What hypocrites.
Okay, okay, and that's all I was asking.
Okay.
I just wanted, I didn't know if there was a story going on or something like that. That's all. I'm not trying to run you off or take anything away from you that you think you're entitled to. I was just small talk.
Small
I talk to
talk.
people all day long.
Oh yeah.
So that's all. That's all.
And you never know when just small talk may lead to something else.
I don't think this officer could be any more polite. Some years ago, I dated one of my local newspaper's editors. It's a pretty big, regional newspaper, and she was one of several editors. She had a badge issued by her paper, and she wore it on a lanyard around her neck. My point is, that real media people would have some kind of press pass, and they wouldn't have a problem discussing their story. These frauditors aren't even smart enough to come up with a story. I mean, come on. Traveling by air is full of problems right now. Slow TSA agents, cancelled flights, pilot shortages. You mean to tell me that he couldn't come up with a plausible explanation for why he was taking pictures at the airport? Even a simple lie. He was willing to lie and say he was media, he could just as easily lie about what he's covering. Frauditors are idiots. How hard would it be to say, I have a podcast, and I'm taking pictures for my website? Duh.
And one personal item, such as a purse.
You're always, especially when you're on the job and on the clock right here,
No additional.
if you do small talk, even if it's just being polite and curious,
Your cooperation.
that could lead to something else. Inadvertently.
Okay.
Am I mistaken in that? Even inadvertently.
How does this frauditor think he might say something inadvertently to the deputy? Is the deputy going to ask the frauditor what he's doing, and the frauditor reply with something like, I'm certainly not robbing a bank like I did last week. I don't know about you, but I haven't done anything criminal that I'm worried that I might let slip in casual conversation. I guess that means this frauditor probably has done something he wants to keep hidden.
That wasn't your intent to come up, but in small talk.
I've never done your job, so I don't know. As you've never done that. So
No, but I've had a lot of experience.
Ah, now we see it. This frauditor has had a lot of experience dealing with law enforcement. Gee, I wonder how that happened. Is that confirmation of his criminal status? Pretty much after that, the officer walked away and let the frauditor take his pictures and the video ended. I know this wasn't much of a video, and I wasn't able to really give out a lot of helpful information. It was more of an angry rant, but I just get so frustrated with these jackoffs that sometimes I just need to vent in a video. As always, thank you for watching.
Open it. I'm being kidnapped.
We're gonna go to jail. Step out of the car. Step out of the car. Step out of the car.
Oh no, it's just a troll. I don't want to talk to him. Thank you though.
Drop the knife now. Drop the knife.
Him where his supervisor I am asking you for your supervisor. Okay.
Open the door. Open the door, ma'am. You are under arrest for obstruction of justice. Open the door. Thank you. You're under arrest, ma'am. You need to step out of the vehicle.
What did I do wrong?
You need to step out of the vehicle immediately, ma'am. You are under arrest. Ma'am, you are under arrest.
What did I do?
Step out of the vehicle.
What did I do?
Both of my hands are right here.